if you want to connect with me, have him get you on the phone with me, and I'll talk to you and answer your question. All right, any other questions? Any thoughts about it?
What about the people that are watching this right now and they're thinking, this sounds good. This is great for David Wood. I know that Nate Forrest can do this because, man, he makes things happen. But they're thinking, can I do this? Does it really work? What would you say real quick to, first of all, does network marketing work? What are these people out there that are creating success from home? What are they really doing? And how do you take a person from asking themselves, can I do this, to, yeah, I think I can do that? What's the difference?
Well, here's the question for you folks. I want you to look at me here for a second. Dave Wood here, dropped out of college, flunked my way through high school, lived in a van a year and a half ago, had no money when I started, $300,000 my first 12 months. Am I better than you? I don't think so. I think that I'm in a better industry than you. I think that I maybe ran into some knowledge that maybe you don't have yet. Not that you couldn't get it, maybe you don't have it yet. So my question for you is could you learn what a guy in a van learned? Right? And if the answer is, dude, if you could do that, I'm going to tear this up. If that's your answer, you need to plug into this guy and find out what he knows. All right? Because we'll show you how I did it. I'll show you how I did it. Listen to the audio. The audio will show you how I did it. All right. Have Nate get you on a conference where it's kind of a private group conference, or go over to his home if you're in his area and find out what we know, and we'll show you how to do it. I'm just a guy who lived in a van, who was in the right place at the right time. And here's the reality, folks. Sometimes opportunity knocks. And I'm not talking, the Amway guy knocking at your door. I'm not talking about that kind of opportunity knocking. I'm not talking about selling vacuum cleaners. I'm talking about sometimes in life, there's a real knocking on your door. There's a real voice that comes up. There's a ghost that speaks to you. There's a real opportunity that knocks. And you have a choice at that time. 3 choices, actually. Choice number 1, I think, is not a choice. I think it's a stupid thing, and that's to ignore it. Right? But if you don't ignore it and you see what's at hand, which is what all of you should do, and all you got to do is ask yourself the question, are you open to really making more money than you've ever made in your life, or are you totally locked into your current income level and current level of success? And almost all of you are open, and I know you are, because I could walk down the street and ask that people, and 99% of the population would say, no, I'm open, what's going on? Right? So I know you're open. I know you want more. I know you would love to live your dreams. So here's the next question. Once you find out what it is, there's a fork that happens in the road, and you're not even at the fork yet. You're at a point where you need to take a look into what we're doing and find out if you're ready to really rock with us. So we'll teach you how to do it. But there's a fork that's going to appear, and here's the fork. Continue down the path, down one side, continue down what you're currently doing. Keep going down that road. Keep working where you're working, hoping for the best. Maybe you'll have your boss's lifestyle in a couple of years if you take over his position and he gets fired, right? Maybe you'll even get past that. What's the guy above that in the company that you work for? What's he making? Maybe you'll have his lifestyle. And I want you to ask yourself that question really quickly. If you had his lifestyle, is that what you want? And the answer is probably no, if you're honest. And here's the other option that you're going to have. You don't have right now, but you're going to when you take a look at what we're doing. You're going to have an option to say, you know what? I've never seen something in my life where it's easier to make money. So you got to understand something, folks. There's a reason why Bill Gates has more money than you and I. It's because Bill Gates was in the right place at the right time with the right knowledge. And he took massive action. And what you're going to have the opportunity to do is to lock arms. And one of the reasons why we're not sharing this in the video, exactly what it is that we're doing, is because of the fact that we're not looking to work with everybody. Okay? We want to make sure that you're a person who is going to be willing to put in at least a part-time effort and energy into what we're doing. You're going to have an opportunity to lock arms with us and create something in your life. My question for you is, are you ready for that? And if you are, let's rock. So I'll help you. Nate will help you.
How important is it to be with the right people? How important is it to be with the right leaders? To be with Nate and Dave?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just compare it to this: is how far have the current people that you have in your life, how far has working with them gotten you? That's my question, right? How far have they got you? How far has listening to your parents' advice got you? You know, I'll tell you where my parents' advice got me. They told me, go to school, get good grades, get a good education, get a good job. You know where that advice comes from, folks? That 4-step process? Go to school, get good grades, get a good education, get a good job. You know where that comes from? It comes from the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we're out of the Industrial Revolution. Do you realize that's not even good advice anymore? Do you realize that the average worker, we're talking the United States, which is supposedly right now the richest country in the world, which I'm starting to question big time. I don't even live in the States. You know, I'm way more wealthy than most people in the States, and the people here, I'm a zillionaire as far as they're concerned with the amount of spendable money I have in this third world country. But in the States, I'm rich, okay? And you know what I say, folks? I call crap when I see it, alright? This is an Industrial Revolution advice. The average worker in North America has 26 jobs by the time they reach age 65. 26! How could you possibly think that working a job for 40 years is a good way when the average person needs to stay in one job for more than 20 years, even have a pension that's 40% of what they're making when they're working, the amount of money they couldn't live on when they were working there, now they're having 40% when inflation's taken over, and that 40% isn't even barely enough to eat, let alone pay for your rent, pay for your house, pay for your car, pay for your insurance. It's just not enough. And you think the government's going to do it? You think the government's going to take care of it? The average Social Security check, people, is less than $500, according to the Social Security Administration, which is the institution that so many baby boomers have trusted with their retirement. According to them, 98% of everyone in North America, by the time they reach age 65, are dead or broke. That's the Industrial Revolution 4-step system. So my question for you is, how's your retirement set? Not to step on you, but to have you realize, and I'll be honest, see, a year and a half ago, I was in a low position, so I was humble, and I was willing to admit that my advice that I had taken had landed me in a van, right? And that's the reality, folks. The importance of being around the right people is this, alright? The 3 friends Bill Gates had, you think they're worrying about finances today, the people who started Microsoft with him? You know, half of his friends told him you're crazy. They're not laughing anymore. They ain't laughing now, right? They said, you want to put a computer in every home in North America? You're crazy. They're not laughing now, Nate.
I think that's a perfect, that might be a perfect way to, that's a perfect way to wrap this up, because I was just thinking as a way to say thank you to you and how much I appreciate your leadership and what you do for people like me and the team. I've always been convinced, and people have told me, that you become, and your income becomes, an average of the top 5 people you spend the most time with. And so I want to encourage people to look at who they're spending the most time with. Are you spending it with people like David Wood? Is there a Bill Gates in your life? Are there mentors in your life that are making things happen? So right here, I will say thank you to David Wood for giving up his time. And not only that, what people get when they get involved with a team like this, what I really appreciate out of guys like David Wood, is the fact that I know that you've put in hours and hours and hours of training, to seminars, reading books, studying what it takes to make some more money, to succeed, what it really takes to make things happen. So that's what we're getting. That's what I'm getting. That's what I would encourage other people to see, that when they lock hands with people like me and David Wood, that they get all those hours of training they'll get from us in little bite-sized nuggets, and we'll be able to show them step by step how to succeed and how to make a little more money, how to achieve a goal here and there, how to achieve some dreams. So with that said, I appreciate everything you're doing for the team, David. You're just on and on. You're never ending. Your commitment is your resolve to keep going and help other people make it to the top and achieve success is very much appreciated.
Hey, you rock, buddy. Looking forward to working with you. And folks, looking forward to connecting with those of you who are really ready to win. And, I'll look forward to having you guys out, come hanging out at my house. We've got some guest bedrooms down here in Costa Rica out in the mountains. It's probably the coolest place you ever seen in your life. And, looking forward to, connecting with you guys. So talk to you soon.
Cool, man. I appreciate it.